Representative Beckley, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know, previously you announced your intention to run for Congress. Today, quite the shift, instead running for Lieutenant Governor of Texas. Talk to us about what prompted this change.
Sure. So I have been districted. I was districted out of the congressional race. I do believe that you should live in your district that you represent. And then my state house seat was also, I was cracked out of that district as well. And, you know, so I've been drawn out of almost every single district that I could run in, or they've been made not competitive. So honestly, the lieutenant governor race was really very tempting. I believe that I bring a different perspective, and that giving voters a choice at the polls is really my motivation to do that, which has always been my motivation for running for office, giving voters a choice.
You know, people who follow the legislature think of you as one of the more liberal Democrats in the Texas legislature. How do you think that will go over with voters?
Well, I mean, I question that, and every person that says that, I said, what policy do I carry that is that liberal? I'm a small business owner. I went to Texas A&M. I think that's just a label that the Republicans like to put on me. I'm fighting for small businesses, to expand the health care so that we can, we need to take the Medicaid expansion. We need to fully fund our public schools, and we really need to fix this grid. I mean, it is very evident that we do not have a working power grid in Texas.
You know, you are entering what some might see as an already crowded field. You have Mike Collier, who had previously been on the Democratic ticket for lieutenant governor. You have political strategist Matthew Dowd, who's also running for lieutenant governor. Why do you think you are better suited for the position than the two of them?
Well, you know, I've been elected twice. I flipped a state house district, and I improved in 2018, and I also improved my margin in 2020. So I am used to being outspent, and I bring the experience of having been elected and working in the legislature that neither of those candidates do. So it's giving voters the choice.
Anything about your policy stance that you think makes you different from those other two candidates?
You know, I think that we're very similar. Possibly I have the reality that I have been elected. And you can go on my website and see how I voted, and that I'm a Democrat running a Democratic primary, and I have a Democratic voting record. And so I represent my district. I listen to the people of my district. I also can work across the aisle, which I proved in the elections bill. I got the vote center bill that I had made my priority was written into the elections bill. Though I hated that elections bill, the fact of the matter is Denton County can now apply to the vote centers. So I can work across the aisle. And so therefore I have a proven track record. And so I think that voters know what they get when they're voting for me.
You know, what about Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's performance made you want to challenge him?
I mean, he caters to his big donors in the extreme right. The policies that came out of this last Texas legislature, I mean, they did not address the issues of Texas. We didn't fix the grid. We have infrastructure issues. And then these extreme policies that were based on no data, no background. I mean, it was constant. It was a constant barrage of them. And I think that he is one of the extremes of the extreme right that is elected in Texas. And the reality is it's not good for business.
So I do want to ask, going back to the argument about redistricting, being drawn out of that congressional race, being drawn out of your House rep race, is this just, you know, are you just running for lieutenant governor because that was the only thing available for you to possibly run for?
Well, I mean, I think you look at, I mean, as an elected official, you look at, you know, your momentum and what you want to accomplish. And for me, it was providing health care for Texans. And when you aren't going to be able to win the elections because they have been gerrymandered so badly, you look at your options. And so as soon as the redistricting came out on the congressional, I suspended that campaign. And I never did the re-election process for the state house. And so I think that my goals have always been the same. So you look at where the best place you can do it. Even the county commissioner's race here, they have made it where they've made Lake Louisville a contiguous district. The only other place it's done is in Hawaii. And so they have gerrymandered that as well. I mean, it's not, Denton County has been gerrymandered at almost every level. And I think that that is just the reality of what we're facing in Texas.
Any final thoughts for our voters, for our viewers who are voters, rather?
You know, I think that I am excited to be in this race. I'm excited to give a different perspective. And I'm really excited. If anybody's welcome to reach out and go to my website at michellebeckley.com. You can find, you know, most of your questions are answered there, and we very much respond.
All right, we thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you very much.